Well, it's called the Rose Alert program, and so Rose State sent out an alert initially about the shooting, and they've just sent out another alert. This Rose Alert says police are now clearing the administration building. Be prepared to cooperate and exit. We are evacuating people one building at a time. So like Kent said, they are taking the utmost of precautions there and clearing buildings as they go along.
And probably trying to steer people clear, of course, of the crime scene there, where unfortunately a person has lost their lives. And Rose State does have around 13,000 students of various different kinds. But you know what? It's still a small college. And you know that a lot of people probably knew this victim and possibly the shooter as well. We don't know anything about the victim or the shooter right now as far as how they were related to each other, how they knew each other, or anything else. But again, this will be something that it's going to affect the student body because, again, it is a small college there in Midwest City.
Yeah, and it's, you know, a place, especially like in the humanities building where they're taking those smaller classes. It's a place where everybody knows everybody.
Right.
And so we had seen earlier a woman who's crying and she was being consoled, and we don't know if she was knew the victim or possibly just witnessed the shooting or what the situation was. She was later seen out in the parking lot and people were giving her hugs. So very traumatic for, you know, all those involved, those who witnessed it, even those who heard it, even those who heard about it. You never want this to happen on your campus at all, much less in our country. Nick Camper seems to be standing by with some new information for us. Nick?
Yeah, I just spoke to a parent who said that they received a notification that there was a lockdown on campus, and that there was an active shooter alert. So he came by because he was wanting to speak to his son and make sure that his son was okay. Came to campus today to take a test and said right now that he is locked in a building. May have gotten the all clear, so may not be locked now, but a few minutes ago his belief was that his son was in lockdown and just waiting to get that all clear. He hadn't heard much from him. So I was able to share the news that the shooter had been arrested and that it appears to be a domestic situation where just two people were involved, and he was incredibly relieved to hear that news. But again, for parents and anyone that was sitting out here waiting to find out more information, you can only imagine how suspenseful it is and how heartbreaking it could be to not know and to not hear from your child who is inside. But right now, I'll step out of the way again. It's still, you know, heavy police presence here, but as you guys have been reporting, building by building and room by room, people are being let out. So the situation is definitely coming to an end right now. But for folks at home, or for folks, you know, getting here as quickly as possible, they're going to hopefully hear from their children or their friends soon enough when the full campus is able to release. But that is what I have now. We're hoping to speak to more people. There do appear to be some students or friends in the parking lot just waiting, again, to get that all clear and to understand the full scope of what is happening right now.
Nick, we appreciate that very much. We have a psychology professor at Rose State on the phone with us, Rich Wiedemeyer. Sir, thank you for joining us. This had to just be a terrifying ordeal to go through. You're a psychology professor. Are you near the humanities building?
Yes, we're one building away. It looks as if I'm about 100 feet away right now in my car waiting to leave, and obviously there's a whole stream of police vehicles and personnel. They're evacuating building by building. They just evacuated the humanities building to the east. They evacuated the administration building, which is one directly to the west, first. It looks like maybe a shooting happened in the area between the two buildings. We were given an automatic panic alert on our phones at about 12:33, told to shelter in place, and that's where we are now.
Go ahead.
Rich, just kind of walk us through it from where you were when nothing was going on till you got that alert. How did your students respond to it? And we understand there was an active shooter drill there at the school here recently. Can you just kind of walk us through your experience today?
Well, let's see. I had just come out of class, and I come down to my office and was, and then I thought that some people had heard some shots. I did not. I thought maybe I did, but you know, they were far enough away with buildings in between. I wasn't really sure what I had heard, if I did at all. But then we heard immediately word of mouth that there had been some kind. We knew there was an active shooter. We got the panic text on our phones that worked beautifully. I praise that. We've been introduced to it for some time. It kept everybody still, we just sort of stayed in our offices and checked each other out. Are you all right? You all right? We began to answer all of the messages we were getting and phone calls and everything from loved ones and others, trying to answer those and just waiting to see what has happened. We have no information about who or what. We just don't have any of the information like that. Of course, that won't be given to us. The parking lot is full. The photographers are starting to show up now. Emotionally, I can tell you that you have every emotion that you can imagine. You're angry, you're scared, you're sad, you're bewildered, you're in shock. You don't know why. You thought everybody's worried about this, but you never think it's going to happen to you.
Right, and you are a psychology professor, so in the oncoming days, you're going to see all kinds of grief and anger, and like you mentioned, everything from your students. What are you going to tell them from as far as a healing standpoint, and not only for the kids here, but at students all over the country? What would you say to them after something like this happens on their campus?
Well, that's a very big and good question. I don't know yet what I'm going to say, but I sure want to give them a chance to say what they want to say. I think the only thing I would say is we are all vulnerable to this. We can pretend we are not, but we all are, and we need to do something about it. We each have a different idea about what that might be, but we have to take action. And whatever they are feeling, I will tell them, is entirely understandable. And if they need help, I'm going to make myself available. I'm also a clinician. So we have to do the best we can in the immediate future here. We have to somehow get our nights of sleep and soldier on, but we also have to be sure to leave room for all the reactions that everyone's going to have. So that's all I know at this point.